Ever feel like you're stuck in some kind of time warp when you're dealing with, like, government stuff? I mean, some things move slower than a than a glacier in molasses. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, people.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. We're talking about the kind of inefficiency that makes you wonder if anyone is actually at the wheel.
It is a common frustration, for sure.
Right.
And it's fascinating that this very frustration has sparked this whole debate about a radical solution.
Yeah.
What if we put artificial intelligence in charge?
Whoa, okay.
Hmm.
Now that's what I call a deep dive. We're talking AI politicians, folks.
Yeah.
You, our intrepid listener, sent over a treasure trove of articles and research on this, from simulations run by the Political Technology Lab to, like, these reports from the Global Governance Institute.
Right.
It's like peeking into a parallel universe.
Yeah.
So let's unpack this, shall we? Starting with the side that has everyone buzzing.
Okay.
What's the big for argument? Why AI over good old-fashioned humans?
Well, the most compelling argument is just the allure of pure, unadulterated data driving every decision.
Okay.
Imagine a world where, like, policy isn't swayed by emotions or personal agendas or the next election cycle. Just cold, hard facts, analyzed like lightning speed.
Okay, I can see the appeal there, especially after getting stuck in my fourth construction zone this week.
Right.
But doesn't that also sound a bit sterile?
Yeah.
Like, where's the human touch? The ability to understand the nuances of a situation.
That's the million-dollar question, and we'll definitely dig into those concerns. But for now, let's stay with this idea, this data-driven utopia. The Global Governance Institute study that you sent actually modeled this, and their findings were pretty mind-blowing.
Hit me with it.
So they applied AI decision-making to urban planning, but in a simulated environment.
Okay.
And get this, they saw significant improvements in resource allocation, like a 20% reduction in traffic congestion and a 15% increase in the efficiency of public services.
Whoa.
We're talking smoother commutes, better schools, the works.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. I'm all for anything that gets me out of rush hour faster. But let's talk about another kind of gridlock bureaucracy.
Okay.
Would AI just become the ultimate paper pusher, or could it actually cut through red tape?
Well, one article that I came across used a brilliant analogy. They called it a well-oiled machine.
Okay.
And it makes sense. Algorithms thrive on data. It's like their oxygen.
Yeah.
They can analyze massive data sets, identify bottlenecks, and optimize processes with a speed and efficiency that would make even the most seasoned bureaucrat jealous.
So less waiting in line at the DMV, more actually getting stuff done. I could get behind that. But government isn't just about efficiency, right?
Right.
It's about serving the people, representing their interests.
Yeah.
Can an algorithm really grasp something as complex as that?
Well, that's where things get really interesting, because proponents argue that AI could usher in an era of unprecedented ethical governance.
Okay.
Imagine a system where backroom deals and lobbying become obsolete because the decision maker simply doesn't have those biases.
Right.
It's like taking human fallibility out of the equation.
So less house of cards and more like
Yeah.
house of algorithms. Ooh, that has a nice ring to it.
Right.
But before we go full-on sci-fi,
Yeah.
let's flip the script. What about the other side of the coin? What are the concerns even the tech optimists are voicing?
Right.
All right, we're back. We're venturing even deeper into this brave new world of AI politicians.
Yeah.
But before we get too comfy with our hypothetical robot overlords,
Right.
we've got to address, like, the elephant in the room, or maybe the algorithm in the server room.
Right.
What are the big concerns about putting AI in the driver's seat of government?
Well, I think the heart of the matter is, like, can we program compassion?
Right.
You know, humans,
Bad.
with all our flaws, we possess this, like, emotional intelligence.
Right.
And it's a key ingredient in leadership.
Yeah.
Especially in the political arena.
It's that heart versus head struggle, right?
Yeah.
Like, logic and data are essential.
Right.
But sometimes you need a leader who gets what people are feeling, not just what the numbers say. Is it even possible for AI to grasp that?
Well, that's the crux of the argument against AI politicians.
Okay.
The Technological Humanitarian Institute conducted a study, and it really highlights this. They were looking at disaster relief efforts.
Okay.
And AI excels at logistics, you know, optimizing resource allocation.
Right.
but it can't replace the human understanding of like a community in crisis.
Right.
A human leader can grasp the emotional toll, the long-term impact that decisions will have on people's lives.
That's a really powerful point. You need someone who understands that these aren't just data points, they're people's lives.
Right.
But let's say, for argument's sake, we could program in those qualities. Empathy, morals.
Right.
Is that even a road we want to go down?
Well, that raises a whole other set of questions.
Right.
Because democracy hinges on representation.
Okay.
This idea that citizens have a voice, that our leaders are accountable to us,
Yeah.
and there's a leap of faith involved there,
Yeah.
trusting that someone, even with their imperfections, has our best interests at heart.
Right. It's like this unspoken agreement that we make, in a democracy. But should we place that same trust in an algorithm?
Right.
Even if it could be programmed with some sense of fairness?
Yeah.
And who defines what's fair anyway?
Exactly. It's a slippery slope.
Right.
And it gets even more complicated when you factor in the potential for bias.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Because even if an AI is programmed to be neutral, it's only as good as the data it's trained on.
Exactly.
And that data comes from us,
Right.
from a world that is full of biases we might not even realize we have.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true.
So it's like that saying garbage in, garbage out. It applies to algorithms too.
It's
so
right.
we could end up with an AI government that's actually perpetuating the very inequalities it's supposed to be solving.
Right.
Not exactly the utopia we signed up for.
Not quite, no.
It's a very real danger.
It is.
And it underscores like the most crucial takeaway from all this.
Yeah.
This deep dive isn't just about the what ifs of AI politicians.
Right.
It's about how technology is shaping our world right now, today, in ways we might not even realize. And more importantly, it's about what role we want technology to play in something as fundamental as how we govern ourselves.
I agree.
So what you're saying is this isn't some like futuristic fantasy.
Yeah.
It's about making conscious choices today
Right.
that will impact our tomorrow
Exactly.
decisions about the data we collect,
Yep.
the algorithms we create,
Wow.
and who ultimately benefits from those technologies.
Absolutely.
Right? And it requires us to be informed and engaged citizens.
Yes.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
Challenge assumptions.
Absolutely.
Don't accept the tech solution at face value.
Right.
Because it's like we said earlier,
Yeah.
technology is never neutral.
Never neutral.
It reflects the values and priorities of its creators.
I agree.
And that's why this conversation is so important. It's not about fearing technology, but it's about ensuring that it serves humanity, not the other way around.
Absolutely.
So to our listener out there, the one who sparked this entire deep dive with their thought-provoking collection of articles and studies,
Right.
we leave you with this. The future of AI and government, it isn't predetermined.
Yeah.
It's being written right now.
Right.
And your voice, your choices, your critical thinking,
They matter.
they all play a part.
It does, yeah.
Stay curious.
Yeah.
Stay engaged.
They engage.
And keep asking those tough questions.
Absolutely.
Because the future is shaped by those who dare to imagine it differently.
Well said. Couldn't agree more.
This has been quite the journey.
Yeah, it has.
From traffic jams to the future of democracy, we've covered a lot of ground.
We did, yeah.
But more importantly, we've hopefully equipped you with the insights and questions to navigate this complex landscape.
It is complex.
Remember, knowledge is power.
Yes.
But understanding is even more potent.
It is. Very well said.
And to all our listeners out there,
yes,
thank you for joining us on this episode of The Deep Dive. Until next time.
Yes.
Keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning.
And keep the conversation going.